All right, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Joshua Counts. Welcome to a brand new edition of RTN Overtime. And this time, as you can see, we are not in our studios. We are in our personalized studios at our homes on Zoom. I am your host, Joshua Counts, here with my main man, Kobe O'Brien. And we got a couple special guests in the building. We got Aaron Hook of the Offsides radio show. You can listen to him on Wednesday, every week. And we have Shomer.
Just don't even try it.
Shomer,
Shomer.
Shomer,
First and last name Shomer.
Shomer of the After the Buzzer podcast and the And One podcast, when he is the co-host and co-producer of. You can listen to him and Aiden Butler on that podcast whenever they drop it. And we have a new special guest.
Mondays at 4.
Mondays at 4. Thank you, Shomer. And we have a new special guest in the building. First timer, Justin Locke of the Rowan Radio Sports Department. Thank you for joining us, Justin. Guys, we got a lot to talk about today, a lot of action going on in the sports world. We have, let's NBA, John Morant, the MLB's about to get started. Everything's in spring training now. And biggest of all, bro, we got to talk about our Rowan. Let's start with them right there, bro. Rowan Profs. Not only are they NJAC champions, both men's and women's, they made it to the NCAA Division III tournament. Women's, unfortunately, lost out in their first round, but the men's, they won and they headed to the Sweet 16. They beat I don't even know how to pronounce his name.
I think it's Utica.
Utica, thank you. It's Utica, yeah, Utica 83-72, where Jasir No got 14 and 10. And Profs never trailed in that game, so they're balling. They're on the hot streak right now, and they're taking on Wisconsin Oshka March 10th. Now I don't know, is that still at the SP? Because I know they had home field in the beginning.
It'll be in Ohio.
They'll be in Ohio. Okay.
Ohio, yeah.
Oh, they got travel out there then.
When I was watching the selection show,
I got to text Will. I want to hop on that.
They're a decent team. I think they won not too long ago.
So I know, and another thing is, a lot of people were talking about the Props, and I think the Props are a great team, great, well coached. They got ballers. We've been watching them all year during the NJAC, and a lot of people in our sports departments and our studios are saying the Props can make it to the championship, and there's a possibility that they could meet another rival there in Stockton. So I want to pick your brain on that. What do you guys think of that? That Rowan and Stockton can meet up in a national championship for Division 3.
Yeah, so if you look at the bracket, Stockton right now is on the right side of the bracket. So they're in the bottom right, and they are in the same bracket as I'm trying to find them. They're in the same bracket as a Swarthmore, who is arguably the best team in the country. So they're gonna have a tough road, I think, to get to the championship. For us, I think, for Rowan, the path is pretty simple. I looked at Oshkosh, you're right, Shomer. They've been a perennial top team, but I think they're beatable. I think, again, all the metrics for Rowan just point to them being one of the best offensive teams in the country, and they can score against anybody, they can beat anybody, and even when Noel doesn't have his best game last night, 14 points.
Yeah, that's not his best. Yeah. He's known to get 20 plus.
But he still got a double.
And then you have Cedar go for 23 and 10 rebounds. So I mean, they have a lot of guys who can beat you. They're, I think, maybe one of the toughest teams remaining in the tournament. I like their chances to get to the Final Four, honestly, which is pretty crazy to say. First time they're in the round of 16 since 1998. So
I was about to ask, when was the last time they really got to the Sweet 16 or even the Final Four for the?
That's a professional broadcaster right there for Aaron, knowing that one.
Yeah,
that's a professional right there.
You can tell the difference between a professional broadcaster and just podcasters. Professional broadcaster got them stats right up the top of their head. So, but you can, Aaron, you gonna.
I don't remember. I heard that somewhere. It's it wasn't. It wasn't me just being it did it deep or going back into the archives. I heard that somewhere, and it just sticks. You know what I mean? So
he's humble too.
Quick,
I mean, I'll accept the high praise, but I gotta be honest.
Are you going to be calling the games for the radio department? Or are they going to be doing it for because I'm definitely positive we can't travel out to Ohio, so we're probably going to call the game from a monitor in the studio.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess we can't travel.
You can make
I
it a
know
team,
TV
right?
can't travel, but I mean, radio.
I
That's
mean,
kind of
a
Ohio,
lot on the radio
that's a
card.
long trip, bro.
yeah, it is. I mean, so I don't know where in Ohio it's gonna be. I don't know if you guys know like the city, but I mean, I
No.
flew out to Columbus in
Ooh.
October, and I was prepared to drive actually, and that's like an 8-hour drive from here.
Yeah,
So
I'm about to say that's an 8 hour drive.
it is a very very long trip for sure. We probably fly there to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. So,
Justin, what do you think of it,
Crazy.
boys?
what's up?
Justin.
I think the problem is Mount Union is the host, and they're a top 3 team in the last time they did a ranking top 25. Mount Union was number 3, and I don't know if you guys watch YouTube basketball players. Devontae Frigo went there, and that's a great school. Like that's
Oh
a
my
school
god, really? I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, Devontae Friga. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
He's
So,
a
yeah,
buddy.
He's a baller. He's a baller.
Oof.
yeah, it'll be in Alliance, Ohio. That's what it says for that's Mount Union's home court. So that means if we win against Wisconsin Oshkosh, we got to play Mount Union most likely, and they're top 3. So if we take down them, I think we win it all, to be honest. Which is crazy, but because the only team that I'm really scared of is Randolph-Macon, because they won. I want to say they won last year, and then Swarthmore is dangerous up top, and then you got I think Christopher Newport's good in every sport. It feels like so. Yeah, if Rowan survives, if they beat Wisconsin and they beat Mount Union, I think we could be national champions.
That's a bold prediction. It'll be awesome to be national champions. Definitely be a parade on campus. We'll all be there. But we're going to switch gears. We're going to switch gears. We're going to still stick with the basketball talk, and we're going to go from the collegiate to the professional league as we go on to talk about the association as a certain superstar as of last night he wasn't suspended. I know John Morant. Let me give context. John Morant has been acting up, as AJ Brown said. He was acting like Larry Hoover, and he said that that's a direct quote from AJ Brown, and that John Morant was recently, I think it was early Saturday morning. It had to be after the loss against Joker too, because they played against Denver, I believe, Friday night. And he was at the strip club, probably need to release some stress, whatever. All men do it. And he got caught on Instagram Live, flaying the gun around.
I don't know if it's really caught. If he really just
He went like this.
Yeah,
Alright,
so it's like how do you really you didn't get
It was
caught.
like it was look what I have.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like that's so. I guess he decided, hey, look at my new toy. I got a gun, and it's real life. And the NBA saw that, and the NBA is basically the feds, and they got eyes and ears everywhere. They saw that, especially when you post it live on Instagram that they're following your account. So they saw that.
You got kids watching that count too.
That too, and then
Come on, man.
It had to be around Saturday afternoon, maybe Saturday evening, that John Morant made a statement, with his people, and said he's going to take a break from the NBA for a little bit. He's not going to be at, I believe, today's or tomorrow's. He's not going to be at the next 2 Grizzly games. And on top of that, Dylan Brooks caught a technical foul, which I believe he was the 16th technical foul, he's now most in the league, and he's suspended for a game. So the Grizzlies are
and then Brandon Clark is out for the year now.
Another one. So I was about to say the Grizzlies are now up in the air with their status because John Morant decided to take those 2 games off for him, but the NBA punishment still has yet to come. They're saying he'd be looking at another suspension.
Yeah, and then this is the closing, kind of few games. How many games are there? 15 or so games left?
We're at 15. We're on the last. April is the playoff time.
It's about to be the stretch.
And let's say, gun possession, let's say maybe he'll get 5 or 6, hypothetically. Are they really fine in the West now? They're going to drop a few. They're going to drop real low.
I'm going to say they're currently ranked 2 in the Western Conference behind Denver, who is looking like they got the reigning 3-time MVP. Sorry, any Sixer fans, Joel is not winning the MVP this year. It's Joker.
They could stay afloat, to be honest.
Well,
I mean, because the reason why I'm looking at it is because before Ja got there, Jaren Jackson Jr. was drafted before him. And the Grizzlies did look like they have a little promise in him. And he's a top 3 defensive player of the year candidate. So I'm looking at the standings right now. Well, as we all look at the standings.
Yeah, I had shared my screen, so I had to
Love
get
it.
that.
Sacramento's a good team. Still need still need them to prove something to me. But I am scared of
Wait, hold on. I like what I'm seeing from Sacramento.
They're
I
good.
think
They're good, but they're not. They're gonna flame out in the playoffs. I have a
because
feeling
they took it to the Clippers in that it was that overtime game that everybody got everybody talking. They took it to the Clippers. I like what I'm seeing for Sacramento.
Yeah, but the Clippers got it. But think about it. They took it to the Clippers because they had like a whole bunch of new acquisitions to the team. So
true. And speaking of Clippers, they're on the
that.
downhill. They're on the downhill too. They're on the downhill.
Hey, I had them going to the finals this year.
Me too. So I'm looking like a fool.
Yeah.
Aaron, Justin, what are your thoughts on the Grizzlies and the current Western Conference?
Justin?
Yeah, I'll go first. I think they're still a top 3-4 team. And right now they're at 2. They're only a game and a half, I think, of Kings. So you're gonna probably lose the next 2 games without Ja, and Brooks won't play. Clark's out. Unless Jaren Jackson goes for 50 or something, I don't think they're gonna win either of the next 2 games.
Tyus Jones.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Last year they had a good record without Ja Morant. I think they were like 20-2 in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
And even Ja Morant went down, they won Game 5 in Memphis. They blew out the Warriors badly. John Concar was out there averaging he put up 26 in that game in Game 5 in the semis, I believe. So I don't think this team is bad at all. I think they're a good defensive team. Offensively, it's every other night. It just depends. And as Shermer said, the Kings, we haven't seen them in the playoffs in, I want to say, over 18 years. So
yeah, it's about 18.
So the Suns team's going to rise. I mean, we've already seen KD come in. He's been doing really. Booker's been thriving. Of course, now with KD there, it's going to be pretty simple for him. He's not going to get doubled like he used to get because now I got to worry about KD. And a healthy Warriors team. Curry's coming back, I believe, next week, I think.
Yeah, he'll be back.
Right now.
They've been, oh my goodness. If you haven't
okay. Well, before you go, Aaron, I just want to point out something. If you're looking at, as you're seeing on the screen, that 7 to 10 spot is the play-in. That's the tricky spot. That's the tricky spot for me. Because obviously you got the Lakers looking outside in, and it's like, yo, they gotta get past one of those teams. And they gotta get past. Nobody's catching Denver outside of Memphis, probably. No. But the Lakers gotta try and get to that 7 seed.
Yeah, the Lakers, when I look at the 4 teams in the play-in right now, I would figure that, and I don't know each team's schedule by heart or anything like that, but I would figure that the team that probably has the chance of dropping out and the Lakers stealing a spot would be probably Utah, I guess.
Yeah.
I just think, with the Pelicans,
we don't know Zion's status yet.
They're still waiting to get him back, but I like that Ingram is back for them with McCollum now. I think that's enough to at least, keep them afloat. And I am going to look ahead to their schedule. They've got some tough games. They've got the Kings coming up, Dallas. They do play the Lakers next week. And so, and you say it's the tricky spot for you because, it's like the West, it's just so tight. Like, if you spiral out of control and lose a few games in a row, you can drop 3-4 spots like that. But on the other end of that, if you can reel off a few wins in a row, you can see yourself just, get from, like, the Lakers, like you said, Josh, the outside looking in. I mean, the Lakers right now are 3 games out of the 6th seed. So, like, they could easily just become a playoff team if they figure it out. And it's going to be up to AD and the rest of the guys, obviously, to do that while LeBron is still out. So
LeBron's status is obviously they're saying that he definitely could return before the end of the season, but you definitely want to get him back quickly before, because like we said, we're on the last stretch. It's like the last 15 games, so you definitely need LBJ back very soon if you want to get to at least to the play-in.
They said he's out for 3 weeks, so.
Yeah, I'm seeing a matchup. I'm seeing a team right now that I think they could do some damage in the playoffs. They're not going to win it, But if the Pels make it like keep the play-in and then they get Zion back in the playoffs, they could take out someone big and it could mess up the entire Western Conference bracket.
Can I challenge you on that? I don't think so because even to
Yeah.
get Zion back, Zion hasn't played like, and it feels like months, bro. So he got that rust now.
What's the timetable on him coming back?
Oh, they have no clue. He's a
So
walking
I'm not
injury.
even gonna entertain that idea because it's not.
So it's the latest report said he's making good progress. That's about it.
Yeah, I'm not even.
Yeah, that means he's doing terrible. All right, I take that back.
That's not gonna
Yeah.
happen.
That
Well,
means he's
he's
barely
talking about-
walking.
The thing was he was rehabbing and then he had a setback, like he hurt himself again while trying to get better. So then he had to restart the whole process. So
That
you
seems
know.
to be the theme.
All right, well,
for
there goes my
Zion.
argument. Denver and Bucks in the finals. All right, there you go. There's my
Wait. Before you say
Wow.
the Bucks, can we look at the Eastern Conference first?
Yeah. I
Oh,
was
of
about
course.
to-
That was
I'm
my
pulling-
aggressive
Like,
transition.
Well,
come on
see,
now. Like,
Kobe and
I feel that
think-
way.
Kobe and
Now
I think
I'm
the same,
biased.
so
My
when-
feeling.
When Kobe sets up the transition, like says something, I know that's the signal we got transition. So like, it's like we're like D Wade and LeBron on the break. So he D Wade, I'm LeBron. So here we go. This is the Eastern Conference, as you can see. Bucks number 1. We then have Boston 2, Philly 3, Cleveland 4, and the New York freaking Knicks at the 5 on an 8-game win streak. Let's not forget about that. As you can see, we got a couple of Knicks fans in the building. And Brooklyn, surprisingly, because I thought after the Kyrie KD debacle, Brooklyn will fall down. They are consistently at that 6th seed, bro. They balling right now. Let me give props to Brooklyn front office, bro, because they took a lot of heat with that. Why you shaking your head?
Poverty franchise, and I'm gonna keep saying that they are.
Probably,
Franchise.
bro.
I don't
hold
want to
on.
hear it. Do you
Hold
understand how much? No. Real quick, right? Because you know how the Nets, all the Nets fans were just like really just kicking on the Knicks fans, like, oh, we didn't get KD, we didn't get Kyrie, we beat you guys 9 times in a row. What did we just do to them?
Oh, we booed them out the
We're the
building.
reason why they're in that spot.
Destroyed them.
They're gonna go down
Destroyed
further
them.
than that. I just want to say that. I just had to put that out there because they had a 9 game winning streak against us all the time that we played until as soon as Kyrie and KD left, what happened? The streak broke. Who's the best
great.
team? Who run New York?
The Knicks do run New York, but the thing is about
Tibbs is the
Brooklyn,
mayor of
right,
New
that
York.
the Brooklyn Nets
I
still make the playoffs.
applaud you, Shomer. I applaud you.
Because it's
The
ridiculous.
Brooklyn Nets can still make the playoffs because I don't think Atlanta's good enough. So even
I mean, they got to get a new coach. They are.
Yeah. I think they was gonna get Dan Snyder, wasn't they? From
Quinn Snyder, yeah.
Quinn
that
Snyder.
is-
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. Quinn
He's a
Snyder.
good.
Yeah, Dan Snyder,
Wait.
he runs iCarly.
Oh, yeah. Wait,
I knew it was a
that's,
Snyder, so
uh,
you should at least think I knew it was Snyder. So,
Oh my god.
but yo,
But
not
the
that.
Nets-
Go ahead,
Dude.
Aaron.
I mean, but like Mateo Bridges, man, he
Thank you. He's
Like,
balling.
But he's
Dude,
always been,
and I've liked Mateo for a while. Like you just looked at what he did at Villanova, like you just knew he was going to be special, especially defensively. But he always had a knack for just like hitting a big shot, making a big play. Shot like 40-some% from 3 in college. So like you knew he would translate well to the NBA, but now I think with the Nets, as he's really becoming like their number 1 scorer, he's like really kind of exploring his full bad offensively, his full potential. He's still just elite defensively. So like he is one of the better 2-way players in the NBA right now, I would say.
Yeah, I have one
yeah.
friend that's a diehard Nets fan, and he said once the trade happened, he was actually genuinely happy because he said what the Nets are supposed to be. They're supposed to be a team of average to above average players that average 12 to 15, and it's just a fun watch. And I saw that and I was like, I kind of respect that. Like that's when the last time they were like fun to watch.
Thank you.
Like
Man,
there
that's
was a
when they
good
were
they were a
good.
good storyline.
That's when they were good.
Do y'all remember when they
with
had
D'Lo? Oh, that
Exact. I was
so
just
fun.
about to
That's
go
when
there.
they
When
were
they had
good.
D'Lo and company, bro, they were a
Yes.
good basketball team, and then they
Yeah.
lifted all to get Katie and Kyrie.
All
Don't
they
get me
needed
wrong.
was a couple more pieces just to fill in, like just
Yeah,
those spots,
yeah.
and then they would have been fine. Kind of like the same situation right now. All they need, like honestly, they probably just need a point guard. If they were gonna rock with Claxton, all right, that's cool. You already got Cam Thomas. You just need him to develop. He could be the point guard, but they still need one more added piece. I don't know whether it be like offensively or defensively. maybe defensively, but it probably need to be a 3.
They have good defenders, man. They like Cam Johnson is good defensively. I like him a lot too. Cam Johnson,
Yeah, Cam Johnson.
Dog.
Yeah.
Dog.
Mikal
I
Bridges,
forgot about
and
Cam
then
Johnson. You know what's crazy?
Claxton
Didn't he have
is
like a
excellent.
season-ending injury? I could have sworn he had like
Yeah,
a
Thomas, he's fine.
No, but before he came, it was like he had tore his like ACL. Now I could have sworn that was like the quickest somebody ever came back from like a torn ACL.
Yeah, no,
Probably. That's probably why he dropped in the draft.
No. Like this season, like he
Oh,
had,
this se-
it was this season he had like injured himself, and then he had came back at some point. But it was I could have sworn the season the injury was way more detrimental than that.
yeah, he's only played 25 games this year. So,
Justin, what is your opinion on the Eastern Conference looking at these standings right now?
I would say the Celtics are still the number one, even though they're number 2 right now. Last night, Philly went in there to Milwaukee, broke their little record, little 16 games.
It
That
was
was
a
a comeback,
scrappy
I
win.
believe, as well.
Oh yeah, and from like the truth of the Sixers is like that we can't beat Boston, and if we match up against Boston, we're gone absolutely. And Milwaukee's a strong team. Middleton's back. I still think last year if Middleton played, they would have went to the finals last year because it went to 7 without Middleton. So it kind of says a lot. Grant Williams was chucking up shots in that game 7. They won that game. And then they went to 7 against Miami. If Jimmy Butler hits that shot, the Heat are going to the finals. So it's the Celtics last year played very well. Their depth's crazy. I mean, Derek White was the player of the month or player of the week, like I think 2-3 weeks ago. He averaged 25 points a game. And he's your maybe 4th best scorer, 5th best scorer, and he comes off the bench. So this Celtics team is deep. Defensively, they're really, really good. I mean, I think Robert Williams, if he played enough games last year, would have got Defensive Player of the Year. Obviously, smart guy.
I agree with that.
But yeah, the Bucks team is like the Celtics and Bucks are literally a half game different. So it's not like it's like they're so much different. And then Philly behind that. And I know you point out the 8-0, the last 8 with the Knicks. I still think the Cavs would take the Knicks in a series. That's just my opinion. But
I was
don't
gonna say like,
think
what would you take the game? What though?
I would say it's still 6 or 7.
Yeah, I will pick Knicks in 7.
Because I was just
I'm being
thinking about
biased.
that myself. Because I'm like, if the playoffs were to start today,
They
right?
taking on Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
I was gonna have a follow up to Justin. Since you said the Sixers can't beat Boston, if the Knicks go into the discount garden tonight and beat Boston, what does that do for the Knicks? And yes, they just called TD Garden the discount garden.
Just give us confidence, honestly. I think
They've
How
already
does that
beaten the
change your
Celt- they've
opinion?
already
And I'm about to say
beaten the
they
Celtics in
play
Boston.
their night. They play their night. So that 8-game
They
win
already,
going up
dude.
against
They've already
the
beaten
Celtics.
Boston.
They beat 'em this
So
week.
exactly. So it's like we already confident enough to.
the Sixers. I mean, we know this.
I
We
think
know
Aaron-
this.
And I'm going to say also, Julius Randle got himself a double bang last night against Friday night against Miami.
That was an
Nobody-
amazing game.
That was an amazing
Dude,
amazing game.
Okay. I wanna ask you guys when Randall had it and he was like doing his like in between the legs stuff and he was
Oh,
His jab,
It was like-
dude, no. Dude, I was thinking, I was like, damn, this game's over. I'm like, he's gonna put up some shot. It's gonna be terrible. But then he proved me wrong. And I don't know why I doubted him because
I doubt him because I don't
he's
think the
been
ball
playing
was his hand.
You were watching in that third quarter. He was going crazy in that third quarter, and it translated. And I was
But still, I don't think the ball should be in his hands in the last shot. I think it should go to Jalen Brunson.
He's earned it now. He's earned it now.
They can
He's earned
both
it now.
take him. They can both take him. It just depends on Julius' shot selection.
And that was a bad
that is
shot
100%
selection.
selection
That was a
was the
horrible
thing.
shot selection. He just got
It
lucky.
was.
That
It
went
was,
in.
and it was a lucky shot, but it went in.
I think
See,
Thibs kind of like if it comes down to like the games, he kind of like feels like who's having the better game between the two of who gets the final shot. And I think throughout that game, Julius was having statistically the better game, so I think that's why he got the shot in the end. I thought he was going to airball it. Like, he almost had a backcourt violation when the ball was inbounded. I was like, well, there goes that winning streak.
It was
And he,
almost a backcourt violation.
Julius
went out of
Curry, he
bounds.
was ready. He was ready with it.
Yeah, no. I
Violations. Didn't
mean,
Jordan
that's why he
Williams
was in
get
the
violation
3-point.
last night?
I really apologize. All right, ladies and gentlemen, apologies. There was a little technical difficulty, so we're just getting back.
Hey, with a laser beam.
Yeah, that's what happens when we don't have Holden.
Yeah,
You need
that's a
Holden.
good one. My computer, I think my hard drive fell and hit my computer, and it just hit the power button, so it turns into sleep mode. So I was like, "What the heck?" So apologies, ladies and gentlemen. All right, what were we talking about? We were talking about Julius Randle and the Knicks.
Yeah, and how he's one of the best Knicks ever.
Possibilities. Yeah. And I think, I even think in the 7-game series, I still believe the Knicks can still win against Cleveland on the road because I think they're built like that. It's gonna be tough because it's just gonna be tough. I ain't saying it's possible, but I think the Knicks can knock off both Cleveland and Philly in the playoffs if they run into them.
Oh,
I think I'm that confident they can knock off
Philly. You gotta
Cleveland and Philly. Let me tell you why.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why Philly. Because I tell this to all the Sixers fans. They get hyped every regular season when they see Embiid, Harden, all them playing great. Okay, cool. Come playoff time, it's the same thing though. Come playoff, Harden chokes. Doc Rivers can't make adjustments, and Embiid is going to continue to shoot threes outside instead of going in the paint. I'm telling you, the Knicks, Tom Thibodeau is going to pick apart Doc Rivers.
And they have no bench. The Sixers have no bench. They have one guy off the bench, the Anthony Melton. That's it. Just back as the starter again. But
we got to make an RTN over. If there's a playoff series, we got to make a series. We got to make a trip to Wells Fargo.
Bro, they have.
I mean, if they're playing here, I'm going. Are you kidding me?
They got a solid big. We don't got that
we don't have that. But the thing about
guarded Embiid, it's not going to be.
Dude, you strong. Don't get
no. Embiid is the best big man in the Eastern Conference.
Okay.
What are we doing with? So
hang on.
Hey,
let me talk.
Let's try to space it out a little bit. It's a tough listen right now.
He's one player.
Let me talk real quick. Hold up.
Right.
He is the one player because Harden's going to choke, so Embiid's going to have to carry, and Embiid doesn't go in the paint. I watch all the Sixers games, bro. Embiid does not spend a lot of time in the paint.
This is why, and this is
mid-range.
Delusional.
That's it.
And this is why.
You watch enough basketball just like me, bro. What's the old saying?
Why-
You live by the jumper, you die by the jumper. Embiid is the most dominant force in NBA right now. He is Shaq 2. And yet he's not doing what Shaq does back when Shaq was.
You don't got to do what Shaq do so he could beat us. That's the thing you're not understanding. He don't
Yes,
got to
he
do what Shaq do,
Yes,
and he can
do.
still beat us.
And that's why they don't go past the semifinals, bro. You're not doing what. There's a reason why. That's why you don't go past the semifinals.
Okay.
Because you got one dude that chokes in the playoffs and the other dude that doesn't dominate enough. If the playoffs would have started, they lose in they can get to the second round, and if they play us, they lose in 7. If they don't play us, they still lose in the semifinals because they'll either play Boston or Milwaukee.
Can anybody else speak some logic to him that this is not going to happen? Can I have a Sixers fan just like speak some logic?
Yeah, I don't have any logic right now. I think it's possible if Julius averages 30 in that
Thank
series.
you.
I don't think it's a lock. I don't think it's a
Julius
lock,
to
but I do
average
think it's
30.
possible if he averages 30 and Brunson averages a double-double. And then Mitch gets like 3 blocks a game.
It's not even just that. You need RJ to step up. If RJ,
RJ needs to step up.
everything will be fine.
RJ
so
needs to
to
step
all
up.
the Knicks fans, do we want him gone this offseason?
Yeah.
It's only because it's 1 year with Jalen Brunson. Come on, it's just 1 year.
Yeah, I would hang on to RJ. I wouldn't move him just yet.
Yeah.
I would see how he looks next year. It's year 4. It's like, okay, this is kind of it.
But
You know what I mean? Like
this
this is where you gotta be a real third option. Like you can't disappear. You have to be consistent. Your jumper has to stay consistent,
and it's not.
He's gotta be better. I mean, there's just so many nights where he makes plays and it just baffles you, like how he still looks the same as he did year 1. And like his jumper has made strides, but still, it's like, the thing is with 2 guys now in Brunson and Randall who are going to take the majority of the shots, they're going to be the primary ball handlers. RJ is a third option. And, you took him with the 3rd overall pick, and I think that's where a lot of the kind of animosity around his recent stretch has come from. It's like you took this guy with such a high pick, because at the time, he was really supposed to be the guy, right? Because you signed Randall in the offseason, and you figured he would be your number 2, but you're taking Barrett as a rookie to develop into the number 1 eventually. And it turned out that Randall, played at an all-NBA level, and that he wasn't good last year, but here he is again, proving himself, and you signed Jalen Brunson, and he turns out to be a home run. So,
I think I'm at the point. I'm glad we gave Brunson the money that we did because
he's earned every penny.
It paid off.
Penny.
Yeah.
We would have
I was
overpaid.
solely against it. I'm not gonna lie. I was solely against it.
Me too. I was like, I did not like that contract, but he deserved every penny, like Kobe said. And we underpaid for him, bro.
Oh no, he gets some on the side.
Under.
His dad's still getting paid. Don't worry, he's still getting
Under.
extra.
We
money on
didn't
the side.
underpay him. We gave him the right amount because
Yeah.
once we get off that RJ contract, we can give him an extension at some point.
That's
down the
true,
line.
and that's I think Andrew mentioned something about that. Like this is his 4th year in the season, I think now. And when he was at Duke, I know all the hype was around Zion, but I always thought RJ was the better player.
They were saying RJ was supposed to go 1.
Well, RJ Barrett was the number 1 player in the high school class. He was ranked higher than Zion. So RJ, yeah, I mean, he went to Montverde. Like he was the guy. It just, Zion is probably the more exciting prospect, but RJ has always been like at the time. You know what I mean? He's always been the guy. All throughout high school, in college. So it's just tough. But I think right now, the thing for me is like. It's the same situation with Obi Toppin. It's like, yeah, the situation kind of sucks for them right now, and it kind of bums me that it's not going to work out the way we wanted it to. But we're 38-27. We're winning basketball games, so I can't really complain.
And we're beating good
about the Obi
teams.
Toppin thing, though.
I really thought Obi was going to get traded this year.
Me too.
I was scared.
Highly
I really
disappointed.
thought he was going to get. I really thought he was going to get like shipped
too.
off to like Utah or something for like crumbs.
Well, they almost did it.
There was a lot of trade rumors around that. I remember looking at I'm thinking Obi is done. He's cooked. He's over. He's getting out of New York, bro. It's a wrap.
But instead, we got the boy Josh Hart.
Yeah. Nova, another Nova, bro.
Connection.
Yup.
All we need is get Mikal. Let's bring Mikal over to the next.
Bring
him over the bridge, and it's lit. Trade him for RJ.
Wait. It reminds me of that meme. You know that meme of that girl walking past that couple, and the guy looks behind, and the girl.
Yeah.
So the meme was the girl that walked behind the couple is now the Villanova players like Jalen, Mikal, and Josh Hart. And that girl that was looking at the dude who was obviously the New York Knicks in that situation is the Duke connection with Zion and RJ, because that's what we wanted. We was like, all right, let's wait this out. Let's wait for Zion to get out of that contract.
And we got Cam Reddish too.
Oh God, that was terrible.
That was
bad. I'm not gonna lie.
It was bad, and I was hype on that Cam Reddish. I was super.
I'm so glad that didn't happen. But
oh God, good old Cam fam. He had 3 good games.
Yeah. Wait, real quick. Wait, can I get everybody's pick of who's coming out the East?
Oh, Boston.
Yeah, I got Boston.
Because until Chris Middleton gets back, it's Boston. And even then, I'm still picking Boston.
I would say
Eastern Conference Finals. Let me just say that. I think that would be better. Because
East Finals?
Because it's going to be
finals out of the East. Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, I mean, I feel like the default answer, just because I'm so not used to the Nets like being good, is just to say Boston, Milwaukee. But like, I don't know. I mean, look, if the Nets.
No.
Man,
Aaron,
I love you. Aaron, I love you. You're my boy. But it's not the Knicks. The Knicks like expectation right now is the second round. Like win a playoff series and get to the second round.
Well, okay, so if Boston and Milwaukee are the 1 and 2, I'll say that they'll match up. I do like the Bucks a little bit more than the Celtics. I don't know.
Even without Chris Middleton?
Yeah, I mean he's not playing at 100%, but Drew Holiday is.
Drew Holiday's
not a scorer though.
He's fantastic. He's not a scorer, but I mean he can get you 20 plus any night. Great defender, does everything, and then
he also prevents people from getting 20 plus.
So exactly. That's
a fact.
And you have DiVincenzo, you have Brook Lopez.
No, you don't.
Vincenzo's on the Warriors.
Vincenzo's on the Warriors.
Wait, what?
He was like,
oh wait, no. I meant
back on
Grayson Allen.
I'm sorry.
Too many white guys. I get it. Too many white guys.
That's crazy.
Help me cut that out.
That's crazy.
I'll cut that out.
You know what's funny? I bet on the Warriors all the time, and I still just said that.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm probably not going to cut that out. That's fun. It's too funny.
No, don't cut it out. Don't cut it out. We already got enough cutting going on as it is.
All right. No, but they do have Bobby Portis too. So I don't know. I figure maybe I'll trust Giannis a little bit more in a playoff series over Tatum. But
what?
Yeah, I mean, Giannis is still in the finals.
Where does disrespect from Jason Tatum come in?
There's no disrespect
from Jason.
I love Tatum. Great player.
I'll be honest, I don't enjoy watching him. I don't know what it is. I don't enjoy watching Jason Tatum.
Enjoy watching who?
Jason Tatum. His game's kind of boring.
Okay. Okay, all right. So there's two different arguments there. You
I don't know
don't.
what it is.
There's two different arguments there. You don't enjoy watching him because you just, I don't know why. You just don't like his game. Josh, on the other hand, like
I'm a Jason Tatum. I'm on record for this. You can ask. We have an episode for this. It was episode 3 of season 2. I said I'll take Tatum over Luka. I'm a big Jason Tatum fan.
yeah, but that's good. But if you had to compare like Giannis to Tatum head to head in the series, I ain't gonna lie. Last year was kind of scary though. Last year was kind of
And
scary.
I think they're both gonna be great, but I would still pick Tatum.
But yeah, to get back to my point, I would say Giannis because they haven't needed Middleton to be like as high as they are.
I mean, they just lost their first game. It's 15 games.
They don't need Middleton. Just needs to be a role player at this point because he can be a third option, and because him and Drew just switched places. That's literally all that happened this season. Drew got his first All-Star in 10 years, which good for him. But I think Drew is now developed really into the Milwaukee system. I like him. I really like him out of the East. Just because they genuinely the people that are like looking at they need Middleton. They don't. They need Middleton to
they do.
They need him to be plus. But they don't need him to be a star.
Middleton is Robin. They need him
because who else? Somebody's going to guard Jason Tatum. Then what about Jaylen Brown? Jaylen Brown has been, and it pains me to say this, he's actually been doing really good this season.
Yeah, he's been awesome.
When it's contract season for both of them, it's going to be interesting how they play.
I mean, you said Giannis on Tatum, you put Drew Holiday on Brad. You're fine with that.
That's not.
But it doesn't matter because the Knicks would beat them both.
You put Jason Tatum on Drew, or
wait, Tatum.
I would put Drew on Tatum honestly because I'm scared Tatum might.
I don't know. You got to put Giannis on Tatum.
Yeah, lengthwise. Giannis on Tatum.
You're right. You're length. So
Drew will go on Jaylen. Even if you put JB on Drew, that's still going to be like.
JB on Drew.
I trust Drew's defense above anything else. I trust Drew's defense.
I mean, look, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Kobe with the Giannis length thing. It's just with Holiday also, he's a guy that honestly, just because he won't have the touted numbers for it or the averages, he'll fly under the radar. But he could win Defensive Player of the Year pretty much every season for the last 5 or so years. It's crazy.
Well, he's the most disrespected player in the past decade.
He's unbelievable. And if he, I mean, yeah, and he was an all-star, like you said, 10 years ago when he was with the Sixers. That was when he was really kind of more of a true point, but he's developed into really more of a combo guard now. That's the honest. So.
Justin, what are your opinions? Be a little bit quiet on us. I know we've been talking over. That's why you can't get a shot in. But what are your thoughts on it?
We're just obnoxious Knicks fans.
His voice is gone from calling the game in Scranton. So, and also
good call by the way too. Good call on that.
Right. He's a workhorse doing this the next morning.
Yeah, I mean, I know him and Connor were jamming out on the way home. So, yeah, he probably doesn't have a voice.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think last year we saw the Giannis Tatum matchup, and Tatum put up 46 in that game 6, which was do or die. They had to win that game. After game 5, Smart lost the ball, and then Holiday sealed it. And at that point, you're thinking the Bucks are going to win that series last year. And I did too. I didn't think Grant Williams was going to put up, 22 points in that game 7. I didn't think Tatum was going to put up 46 against Giannis. And that's why this year I still think Bucks Celtics because they're the 2 best teams in the East by far. I don't think, and I know you guys are Knicks fans, but the Knicks.
Hey, I'm a smart one. I'm not.
It's second round. It's second round.
If they reach conference final, that'd be the craziest thing ever. Because if they have 5, you're going to play Cavs. Then you would play Bucks right now. If you make the second round. So unless Giannis falls down and doesn't play the entire series, I would say that's the only way. But
we kind of have to hope that the Celtics are the 1 seed because I'd much rather play them than Milwaukee in the second round.
I would too.
We're not getting past the second round. We're not.
But the thing is, at least make it a fight, Shomer. Don't sweat. Make it a fight.
Have some belief in us,
bro. The last time we went to the second round, we lost to the Pacers.
Why are you bringing up trauma?
That's the last time we did it. That's the last time we did it. I want to go past the second round. It don't look like we're going to get past the second round.
We had one star.
Philly, if we face Milwaukee, it ain't going to happen.
Stop.
Now we have two.
Hold up. Story time. Story time with Joshua Counts. Hold up. Story time.
All right,
Let me give you a quick story.
What a
This is
segue.
2013. I'm going to my first ever Knicks game, playoffs, Madison Square Garden,
What year?
2013, where they lost to the second round of Patriots. Hang on. This is game. It was game 6. It was game 6 against Boston at home in the Garden.
Boston
And this
was-
was the downfall of the Knicks. They lost that game where they bricked every shot. And this is where J.R. Smith just played god awful. They eventually win. No, it was game. I think it was game 5. I take that back. It was game 5 because they beat Boston in game 6. I apologize. It was game 5. They beat Boston in game 6. The next round is Indiana. I'm thinking, all right, it's Indiana. And during that entire season, everybody believed it was the Eastern Conference Finals was going to be Miami and New York. They play the Pacers. I believe it's game 7. I believe where they lost. Or game
No,
6?
we didn't even get to 7.
They didn't get
They
to
lost
7.
6.
They lost 6. Okay,
Yeah.
it was game 6. I'm watching in my basement with my best friend, and the Roy Hibbert block happens. I cried.
Yep.
And then, which makes it worse, which is why I want to be part of ESPN, but I also hate ESPN for this, is that for the entire playoff stretch, they just showed the Roy Hibbert block.
And where is he now?
It was like, that's crazy. But it was like, dog, like, why do we have to keep this on replay? It's like the Knicks are the butts of everyone's jokes. And it's like, bro, come on, dog. Remember when Melo scored like 61 in the Garden and they talked about it like for like a day, but LeBron scored like 62. No, it wasn't. He scored 60 against the same team in Miami. It was like a storyline for a whole week. They compared that jump to Kobe 81. I said, this is some bull. I was like, this is that bull, bro. You serious?
Nah, bro. Like, understandably and respectively, I knew from game like 4 or 5, it was over that year. Because there's no way we'd beating them in 6. We didn't have enough talent to beat them. And then even going into next year, we damn sure didn't have enough talent to even get into the playoffs. And we haven't.
That was the start of the Phil Jackson era, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, close to
That
that.
was a rough era.
That was
Yeah. Dark Ages. I like to call it the Dark Ages. Like, worst time in human history was the Dark Ages.
I mean,
it was the Knicks
I
in the
saw
Dark Ages.
something the other day. It was like it ranked every Knick regular season, every player by like PER, and it was showing the bottom of the list, like all the negative PERs. There were some names on that list, man. I'm like Aaron Aflalo was on that list.
Oh,
Where's my boy
Dude,
Jeremy Lin?
Jeremy Lin, I mean, he was a good Knick, man. I think
Yeah,
that was
great
the start
Knick.
of our downfall.
Raymond Felton.
that was the main part of that thing. That's why we didn't go far because Jeremy Lin.
We know point guard.
Bro,
Yeah.
we had our point guard. You know how long? That's the reason why all this went to like really bad because we never had a point guard.
Now we got one.
We finally got a point guard. Do you see the change in
Why
our?
do you think I call Jalen Brunson point guard? Like, I don't call him that because he's the best point guard. I call him that because he's
our
best
savior.
point
He's our
guard
savior.
in New York Knicks history.
Well, there's
God.
Clyde. There's
Okay,
Clyde.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Well,
he
it's
ain't
not
the
just-
best point guard, but like, bro,
But
it's been
modern-
a long time.
modern.
It's been a
The
long
last
time.
thing I
Modern
want to
day.
say about the Knicks. This is the last thing I want to say about the Knicks, right? On that same broadcast when they were playing in Miami, they said that Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle duo is like the highest scoring duo in Knicks history.
Talk
Do you
that talk.
understand how great that sounds?
Talk that talk.
He's doing something in New York. You feel me? We just need one more piece. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
It was supposed to be RJ, but he ain't elevating. But
Come on, Mikal.
Mikel's,
Yeah.
we gotta get Mikel. Trade
Trade-
RJ to Brooklyn. Trade RJ to Brooklyn and get Mikel. But we're gonna
Just have them trade apartments. It'll be great.
We're gonna leave it at the Knicks talk right there. We're gonna switch gears to the Diamond. MLB is in spring training. We gearing up. A lot of new rules now. They added the pitch clock, and some of us are very familiar with the pitch clock. I know Aaron, you are. I myself am, and
I actually don't know what the pitch clock is.
So the pitch clock is something they implemented in the minor leagues, like to help speed up the game. So a pitcher has a certain amount of time to throw a pitch, and like they got to get it's like what, like a minute 20, Aaron?
Yeah, I got the rules. So it's
thank you, Kobe.
15. It's 15 seconds between pitches when the bases are empty. 20 with runners on, and then there's 30 seconds between batters.
Oh, I was way wrong with the minute.
Since I know the statistics of it, the average game so far has been 2 hours to 2:30, I think. I saw someone say that the MLB, or which is incorrect to say it like that Major League Baseball like sold their soul for 30 minutes. It wasn't. It's not just 30 minutes. It's a substantial amount of time that they cut off with it, and it's honestly, I feel like it makes the games much more exciting.
I want you to talk about this. I want you to be the let the head of this topic because you work with the MLB.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
How are the changes going over there? Like, I know a lot of people, you got the old heads obviously going to complain about it because that's what old heads do when it comes to the younger generation. But as a dude who doesn't really watch a lot of baseball, I'm so happy for the pitch clock because let's be honest with you, being at a baseball game is like can sometimes be a great experience and can also be the worst experience because the innings could go from 30 minutes to an hour long.
So everyone in my department, so what we do for like my job is like when I do night shifts, I watch every single game at once and I just pick out like highlights to post. So it's so much better because it's constant action. So and with the pitch clock, it's short and efficient. So we all love it because we're not working till like 3 a.m. anymore. Most of the games are done by 11.
Mm-hmm.
And just when you're watching it, the amount of time like in last season between pitches was a minute long just to get a pitch out and to do it all over again. It slowed everything down, and the feel of the game, it's the game genuinely feels fresh. It feels fresh. You feel like everyone's going to get hit now because of the lack of shifts other than Joey Gallo because they had to do something to him. And then you have and the bigger bases is already leading to more stolen bases. So I think it's a success right now. The only rule that I personally I really hope they don't involve, like, I don't want a 100% automated strike zone. I think you can challenge a third strike. I'm fine with that. I don't want it to be completely automated.
Well, it's another thing they also added, say if the game goes extra innings, is that what they add a runner on second base, I believe.
Yeah, that's permanent. But
That's
Ghost Runner's
permanent?
permanent now. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, for the regular season, not the playoffs.
okay. So
Yeah.
speaking of the regular season, good transition. Thank you, Aaron, for that. Was a lot of changes in the MLB. Phillies looking tough. A lot expectations on the Yankees, like always. Astros are still going to be there. What are we looking at for the MLB this season, guys?
Way too early predictions. What do we got, boys?
I'm not don't give me like you don't gotta give me a this team is gonna win it all type prediction.
Yeah.
But give me like, who's gonna be like that shocker? Like, or who's gonna be that shocker?
So right now, when I look at kind of like who's been perennial playoff teams in recent years, obviously you have the Yankees out of the East. Boston still trying to figure some stuff out. I think this year could be maybe Toronto's year. Vladdy is hurt for the remaining of spring training, Vlad Guerrero Jr., but like, I don't know. I mean, the Yankees need Rodon to really be a second pitcher for them. They signed him for a lot of money in the offseason. So the Yankees always kind of have this, they seemingly have a stretch, usually in like August and September, where they just kind of
exactly starts.
They just kind of start to slip a little bit. So I don't know. I could see someone else out of the East, but West, I would say the Rangers because they signed Semien and Seager last year to big deals. Both had pretty solid years. Semien started off really bad last year, but they both finished the year really well. Like the counting numbers weren't crazy or anything like that. But like I think with DeGrom there now, if he can just give them like 130 innings, out of the West, man, I think they could be a surprise team. I went to Seattle in that division too, but I don't know. And maybe the Angels. I don't know. There's a lot of interesting. I don't know.
You laughed at that, Kobe. Talk about it. Talk about the Angels.
Oh, it's not. Yeah, the Angels. It's they have two of the best players ever, but their pitching just doesn't match, and they can't. I don't think that their pitching can. Obviously, they have one really good pitcher, but he's also like either one or two of their best hitters.
Yeah.
So, obviously they're a fun team to watch, but they're not going to win games because they just, Mike Trout can't pitch.
Yep.
you need defense, and if your pitchers are giving up 6-7 runs a game, Shohei and Mike Trout, they can't do that. They can't bat 500 and hit 50. That's impossible. So that it's sad that that's the case. But when it comes to the Rangers, I'm iffy on them because they have talent, but their talent has to be perfect. I think DeGrom, Marcus, and Seager, they're good, and if they are perfect in a season, they're gonna go on a run. But the chances of them being like flawless, not injured, and being successful in like while not being injured, I think that is that's a far case that's gonna happen. I don't see that happening because someone's gonna get injured along the way, or someone's gonna struggle because they need those
Yeah,
guys to
it's
be. They need all of them to be superstars. You need 3 people to be superstars
Right.
at the same time. That's
Ye-
impossible.
Well, I mean, the one that obviously concerns you the most is DeGrom, right? Because when he's healthy, he's lights out. He is the best pitcher in baseball.
He's been
But I mean,
very injury prone.
he hasn't thrown more than 90 innings in 3 years. So it's like, like you got to kind of take what he can give you with a grain of salt because you know that he probably won't give you 200 plus innings. I said, even if they can squeak out 130, 140 innings, if he misses a little bit of time, but he's there for maybe 75% of the year, that's a win for them, honestly.
They got to give him 10 days rest between starts instead of 5.
Start him every 2 weeks, I guess. I mean, you'll probably win the game if he's fully fresh and they can score runs. So
Yeah,
it's like
Justin,
an automatic
who
win
do
every
you
2
got?
weeks.
You said me. We're saying coming like World Series early prediction. Like what are we
Just
saying?
give me
Nah.
just your open opinion on baseball.
Yeah, open opinion on this season coming up.
Then we'll go to Shomer.
Okay. I going in, I didn't like the pitch clock, but as I've seen some spring training games, I like the way it's shorter. I mean, the attention span of all things is decreasing. Even most people can't even watch a minute video on TikTok without scrolling. Everything is quicker now. People don't even watch movies as long as they used to before, and I think the pitch clock has helped keep more people like just tuned in. And I always said, if you're a baseball fan, you're going to watch the game no matter how long it is. That's what comes with every sport. But team wise, the thing is, the Astros are just too dominant. I think you out of the AL, it's really hard to take them down. You really can't do anything against. I mean, because the Yankees every year have like a 4-month span where they're the best team. It's them and Astros, and then it comes down to just that last little margin. They lose a couple of games at the end, and this season we saw Houston just sweep them. So in the NL, I think the I mean, now they got 2 aces. It's going to be really hard for them not to do well. I mean, last year we thought they were going to do a little bit better, and they did it. So Dodgers are always in the mix. And then the Phillies look nice, promising, I would say. And I do like the Blue Jays point earlier because they can definitely make a little bit of a run this year.
Sean, what's up? What you think about baseball season coming up, man? What's your thoughts on it?
So
Because I know you're a Yankee fan, but you're also like an Atlanta Braves fan.
I'm definitely not a Yankee fan.
Oh, you're not a Yankee fan? Oh, my fault.
Never will be.
Oh.
But nah, this will be my first season paying attention to baseball for real. Oh, you're a Yankees fan? Oh God.
Of course.
Yeah, it's a lot of Yankee fans.
Look at the hoodie, man.
I just can't.
There you go. 27. 27.
Stop. Yeah, I can't. Hey, man. You know what? I'm not even gonna do it. But nah. Who I'm really looking at this year is the Braves because that is my favorite team. I am a Braves fan. But I'm just worried about. I'm just learning the divisions, to be honest. And I see that we have the Phillies again. We're in the same division. We lost to them, I believe so.
Yo, y'all got smoke. Y'all got
Okay.
smoke.
All right. You didn't have to say it like that. You ain't gotta say smoke. I know. I watched.
Cook.
I just
fried,
can't. The play
barbecue
of
chicken.
Stir fry.
Cheesesteak fried.
The ball went right through Acuna's legs. I just can't get that image out of my head. But otherwise, that's who I'm just paying attention to this year. Are the Mets even that good this year? I haven't really.
They're looking like
they spent a bag.
Okay,
they spent a bag in the
The Mets will be very good.
They've spent a lot of money, and they got high expectations this season. So, and picking up Verlander was a big one for them.
Yeah,
they're because of Scherzer and Verlander, that's at least what say 35 games that are a lock to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're both gonna strike out 200 plus batters, probably be top of the league. Verlander won the ERA title last year. He had like a 1.6 ERA,
At
and he's
40.
yeah, he's ridiculous. I wouldn't say he's as good as DeGrom, but he's right there. So I mean, the Mets probably won't even skip a beat.
And the Phillies got even bit better picking up Trey Turner with that contract they gave him. I'm like, yo,
I want to get you guys'
division is
opinion on
looking
this one.
stacked.
Might be looking back
Um,
at our Braves then. If that's
So I want to get someone's opinion, everyone's opinion. So my sleeper for MVP out of the NL is Trey Turner.
Oh, definitely Trey Turner. He's my
I think
MVP.
he's a sleeper to win the MVP. Like he's so good, and
I
like
think-
his from what he's shown so far in Philly, he's gonna go nuts this year.
Yeah, that's a good argument because I feel like even if Harper has a big year, they already gave him an MVP a couple years ago.
He's also playing. I think in the second half because he had Tommy John.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I mean, look, if the Phillies are atop the NL East in like the middle of the year, and Turner's doing his thing, hitting his usual 300, stealing bases, hitting home runs, like
He's gonna steal
Yeah,
more,
I
but he's
could-
gonna
I
get
could
40 this
definitely-
year.
they'll probably lead him off, right? Or hit him second. I don't know. with
hit him
Schwarber.
second. They probably hit him second. Because who do you usually leave off? Harper?
So they had
Schwarber.
Schwarber, but
Schwarber leads
Schwarber's
off.
slow. You want contact, so I think he's probably gonna lead off.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
I-
and then JT in the middle, dude. The Phillies, man. Phillies are gonna be nice.
I gotta go to a game. I gotta go to another Phillies game. That was fun.
We
that
went
one
to that
time.
last one. It started pouring, bro.
But it
Oh,
was
thank
fun
God I didn't
before it
go.
lasted.
I was really contemplating it, but then I was like, you know what? Last time I went to a baseball game,
It was fun. It was fun while last year the Rangers came in, and it was that Sunday. The Eagles were playing like the Commanders, I think, in Washington. So it was a fun experience because I don't go to a lot of baseball games because baseball is a sport that I only watch on television. Like any other sport, I'll go to, like basketball, football, whatever. I'll go to it. Baseball is the only sport like, yo, I'm watching it and it's like background noise on my television.
well, baseball is not bad to go to. I mean, you can enjoy a baseball game.
I think baseball, like my personal preference, like if I'm gonna go to I'm fine if this is the topic debate. Best type of sport to go to.
Pro wrestling events.
I like going to baseball.
Pro wrestling events for me, man. I mean, energy at a pro wrestling event is crazy.
So if you want energy, like if you want to actually have the focus be on
Give me the
event,
best
I would-
experience, the best
I think
overall
live
experience.
wrestling is a good one.
Yeah.
But like, just Kobe, you're right. Like, just to enjoy yourself at a sporting event, baseball, I think, probably takes the cake.
Probably because like you can have a full-on conversation with the fans there at baseball games. Like again, versus like I've been to a couple basketball games, like the focus is on the game instead of really just, the experience of it all.
Right.
Like the experience of a baseball game, you can make a friend in the first inning, and then when it's the ninth and it's a tied game, like you're like, and it's super intense in the stadium, you're like hugging this dude like he's your brother, even though you met 2 hours ago, because the excitement's all peaked because that's the beauty of baseball.
Nah, I feel like it's got to be soccer because I don't know.
Soccer.
Oh, that's a
Ooh.
pick. That's a pick.
Ooh, that's a good, especially after I saw in the World Series. I'm not the World Series,
Yo.
World Cup, bro.
Yo, I went to a couple Red Bull. Well, they weren't Red Bull games, but they was at Red Bull Stadium. It was actually international play. It was Haiti versus some countries, and then the national. I think the US team
Some country.
One of those countries.
It was I don't know, one of them was Haiti because like the dude came back. I was working security that game, so like the dude ran on the field and they brought him back. He had his pants down and they was about to throw him in the little jail thing they have in there. But when I was watching the game, I'm
Very
like,
niche game to do that at.
bro, the energy is ridiculous. And then the chants were like, you don't even know what they're saying. Like you just like it gets you hyped, bro. Like
They start popping flares when they score goals.
Bro, yes. And then they be throwing stuff on the field. They be having smoke. I ain't gonna lie. One time they had they be pouring beer from the upper side, bro. And then when they score, oh, that's even a different entity. Everybody's going crazy. Like the energy is just up there. It's up there. But yeah, soccer is definitely top tier.
It is. I would say when you go to because I've been to a few Red Bull games when I was younger, it's such a weird experience because soccer is so big internationally. When you go to a soccer stadium, it's like entering a different country because the lingo that everyone else and if you're a casual fan that doesn't know anything about soccer and you're hearing all this lingo, you feel like you're in a different country for 2 to 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great pick.
Walks of life just coming and like you said, soccer is a world renowned sport. So it's like everybody's just in there. You just like in that experience. It's a great experience.
Justin, what you got? What you got?
I'm gonna say Justin. Yeah, give you a pick, bro.
The soccer pick is a good one. I wouldn't have said that. I would agree with the baseball one. The baseball experience. I've went to more baseball games than anything else, and yeah, as Kobe said, I mean, you meet people like that you never saw before, and then, let's say a walk-off home run happened or a come from behind win in baseball. You're gonna be jumping up and down, hugging people. It's crazy, but soccer is a good point because I feel like even if you don't, you are, let's say you're a casual fan, if you see a goal, everybody in the whole stadium is shaking at that point. I mean, every sport has stadiums that shake, but the World Cup, I couldn't imagine if I was at the World Cup final how exciting that would have been, because that game was unbelievable. I watched that on my TV and it was unbelievable. So yeah, I would say soccer probably is yeah.
Messi and Mbappe. I think that's how you say Mbappe going back to back on the goals, bro. I'm not the biggest fan of soccer. Like I play a little bit of FIFA on the game, but yo, like watching that, I was like, oh, this is live right now.
Surprised they said football though. Like nobody want to go to
football. I don't. Yeah, you know.
I would say for me, since I've only been to MetLife, I like football because I like the outdoor environment. Even though MetLife is like,
you were
MetLife's trash. MetLife is trash.
MetLife is
no.
Trash.
No.
But you know what? I take pride in it because we're from Jersey, man. You know what I mean? We don't got all this nice stuff. We have a rundown little stadium, but you know what?
Another story time.
Yeah, the stadium's rundown. I was in Rutherford yesterday. The mall next door to it is like the nicest on the East Coast.
Okay,
so
well,
I've been to
the team that fell in American Dream. Like it was like near the pool. Like
a helicopter fell on a guy. Yeah, that's what
sweat. I went to Indianapolis.
Is that what you're talking about?
I don't know.
A helicopter fell on a dude.
Yeah, my brother told me that it was like a roller coaster.
What?
That's not what he was doing.
Nobody got injured.
I think the guys.
Oh yeah, the ceiling like type thing, like, and it was bad, but nobody got injured. But it was just like that's kind of bad, you know.
Oh, okay, yeah, I got it confused with another story.
But
clearly,
helicopter is crazy.
Speaking of MetLife, Aaron, you just setting up the transitions for me today. You were at MetLife Stadium when the Jets, I forgot who they were playing. It was a Thursday night game.
They were playing the Jaguars.
They were playing the Jaguars. That's right. Thank you.
And
Aaron.
I
it was an iconic.
I expressed my concern with Zach Wilson's play. And I was captured on live television.
On live national television.
Yes. on Amazon of all places that
Amazon.
And we didn't know. So a message flies in the group chat from our sports director, Danny Ryan. Shout out Danny Ryan. He'll be a guest on the podcast one of these days. And I just see the Jets highlight recorded in his room off his television. And it's like, what am I supposed to look at this? And next thing you know, it does a quick cut to a fan. I just see Aaron drop an F-bomb. And I was like, I was rolling on the floor crying. I was like, yo, is that what? I had to watch at least 3 different times to make sure. Is that Aaron?
Yeah, that was crazy because when I recognized him, I'm like, nah, it was probably just a casual fan. And I looked at it again.
He was like,
I'm like, oh, that's
my boy.
That's my guy.
It was in perfect synchronization because they were getting booed off the field. And
bro, you gotta understand now. I feel that pain. That's a pain that you don't understand. Being a Colts, you a Colts fan, so you don't understand that pain. I know exactly.
I know that pain. I know that pain.
Exactly how you felt in that moment.
My favorite point is that shot. It wasn't like a random pan shot. You could tell the way that they were sitting on Aaron for a little while because I think they saw him, and that was like, oh, we got a next shot waiting for it. They were sitting on you.
It was a quick cut. It wasn't like it was like quick cut. Look at that fan right there. He said,
"Yeah." It was like I got a good one coming, and they were like, "Yep, we're gonna go with that guy."
The thing was, so me and my friend, we had seats in like the 300 level, so we were gonna be way up at the top, but. Honestly, dude, MetLife security. I mean, God bless the people that weren't there, man. All very nice. I mean, wow, do they not do a great job at security? Just me and my friend, we go up the original flight of stairs when we get to MetLife to go to the field level. We literally just walked to a random section, walked right in, went to a row to open seats, and we were just there. And then we eventually just moved all the way down to where we were literally the last row. We were the row behind the Jets bench, and man, it was depressing. Like those guys just all looked like, and Wilson came over to the sideline. They benched him in that game. Yeah, that was depressing. That was depressing. And I may have had a few beverages in the parking lot beforehand, so maybe
That's true
my
feeling.
experience a little bit, but still, I think that may have added to the sorrow afterward.
Drown the
It
sorrows
makes
with
sense.
beer.
I mean, those are expensive to buy them in stadium. I mean,
As a
$14
Jets fan-
for it.
Yo,
as a
yeah,
fan
you
of-
paid for one at a stadium at the Phillies game. I saw you. I was like, bro, why are you paying for that?
I spent a lot of the Phillies game for that one.
But-
So let's
oh.
transition back. I have a good one, and this
Yeah.
can also be a solid transition. I've never been to a live UFC event, but I need to. I feel like
Me
being
too.
at
Me too.
a title fight in, let's say, like if they host in like the Garden, I don't think anything will top that in sports, especially what happened last night.
Which was a couple things happened. The biggest, John Jones made his return to the octagon at the heavyweight and did what he did. Took care of business. Took care of business.
It was
It-
efficient.
It was a work day for him. It was an average work day, average Tuesday, bro. It's like he went in. He didn't get past the first round. I forgot homeboy name because it was irrelevant because everybody knew John Jones was going to win.
Sure.
And he put him in a submission in, and he won. The crazy part is about that fight, and maybe I just realized it, is that Daniel Cormier was on commentary with Joe Rogan and the other dude. He's a great too. I'm sorry I forgot his name.
Yeah, John
But-
Anik.
John Ann, thank you. And DC is like the biggest. They like DC and John Jones got like real life beef. They don't like each other. And so when the fight finished and he got the tap out, you can see DC's live on air. He probably didn't mean to do this. He's probably genuinely curious. Because he was like, did he tap? How did he tap? How did he tap? It sounded
He
like
said, "What did he tap to?"
Yeah, it sounded like a hater.
Because from the angle, because the angle of it, it didn't look like it was. It looked like he had it on his temple.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like when they showed the slow motion, he had it on his Adam's apple. It was like a weird guillotine because typically when you do guillotines, you want them in a where you're like you want to have them like on your elbow so you can get him like hug it right there. But he was just pressing his wrist on his throat, and that's how he got him. Which I was watching that live. Oh, I was shocked that it was that easy for him. Like I knew he was gonna win because in the press conference before, he systematically broke down how he was going to beat him and how Cyril Gane
That's
is
John Jones.
not good. And he said he's a terrible wrestler. And as soon as he got a hold of him, he just choked him out so easy.
Like that's John Jones. So ask the question. Also, shout out Alexa Grasso. She got a big win last night too.
That was a great fight. That was really good.
That was the talk of the night, really, outside of John Jones.
I feel like that always happens though. Usually when you're watching a card, like it's usually like the undercards that end up being like
Yeah, so they were the co-main, and the way she closed that fight is
Like in a choke. She had him like a choke or like a rear naked.
yeah,
choke or something
Valentina
like that.
did a spinning kick, but she left her back open for a second, and Grasso just jumped on her back and choked her out.
It was fire. It was fire. I'm gonna try and share my screen with you guys right now so you can see it a little bit. I gotta drag it over. Excuse me. I'm working with dual monitors here. All right, so it's basically like that right there. Like she got right on her back and just choked out, and that was a wrap. But the question,
Zoom isn't showing it because of copyright.
oh yeah, definitely, yeah. Let me get out of this thing because last thing I don't want to get sued by ESPN, so we're gonna take that off. But
Yeah,
and the next question is that what's next for John Jones? I mean, he's cleaned out the division. My man is the greatest ever. Like I know people talk about Khabib. I'm like, hold up, bro. Khabib is nice. He ain't John Jones.
yeah. So in July, they're scheduling Stipe Miocic versus John Jones for the heavyweight title,
John Jones
that's going to
wins.
be incredible.
That is gonna be great.
But-
John Jones wins.
A few podcasts ago, we had a conversation about GOAT of GOATs.
And we didn't even mention UFC.
Where is he?
He's
Where
the
is he
greatest-
in GOAT? Where is he in GOAT of GOATs?
top 10? Top 10. Because he is the greatest UFC fighter ever.
He also did
Ever.
PEDs and cocaine.
That's the controversy. And Danny White said this, like John Jones could have been like the LeBron James of the UFC if he didn't get in trouble a lot.
agree with that. What do you guys think?
I don't even follow UFC.
But you
So-
know John Bone Jones.
I definitely do know John Jones.
Did
though.
you know that Chandler Jones, who plays the edge rusher, is his brother?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
they
no,
got-
yeah, it's a stupid athletic family.
I'm just about to say that. Like, they got athletes in that family.
Nah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know he was a heavyweight now. I thought he was still light heavyweight.
He moved to heavyweight after Francis Ngannou, the former heavyweight champion,
Yeah.
then re-signed with the UFC for whatever reason.
Right. Yeah, I
know the
saw that.
exact-
Too. That's crazy that they're not giving him the money. Isn't
it-
it kind of weird? Right? It's like, I
Yeah.
don't know.
It is
So
weird.
the UFC is kind of weird because like they never talk about like the people in house never talk about the pay, but I think Ngannou wanted like
He wanted a lot.
huge amount because he did deserve it. But
Yeah.
you know, with the UFC, Dana also has to pay 1,000 other people that are also fighters, so it's difficult. So you
It's-
know,
It's also not the first time this has happened. The last time that I really remember it was a female fighter,
Ronda.
Chris Ronda
Which
and Chris Cyborg, but I think Ronda was the situation was a little bit different because she had really fallen off after her loss to Holly Holmes, and she just couldn't recover. So that's why she went to the WWE and she's doing what she is now. But Chris Cyborg, who lost to Amanda Nunes, that skyrocketed Amanda Nunes to one of the greatest female fighters ever.
Oh yeah, I forgot someone's name in the UFC was Cyborg.
Yeah, Chris Cyborg. It was Chris Cyborg something, but I just remember it was Chris Cyborg. But she left UFC. She went to Bellator MMA. Who's the other one? Chael Sonnen. After he lost to Anderson Silva, he left too.
Yeah, I don't know his story. I haven't followed it that much.
I remember because it was like when something catches my eye like that, like it was some good storylines that caught my eye in the UFC. But nah, Francis Ngannou left. He didn't get the money he wanted and that he really deserved. And I agree with Kobe, he definitely deserved it. But I don't know where he'll go now. Probably Bellator or something like that.
He's gonna box. He's boxing.
Is he really going to box? He going to fight Jake Paul next?
Yeah.
No,
fight
oh no,
Paul.
he'd kill Jake Paul. It would like that would like there would be there'd be like a body dead in the ring
Yeah.
if he catches his draw. Jake Paul needs to be smart and not call him out. Which I hope he's not, because that'd be hilarious just seeing him just get dropped in the first round.
No,
But
he might. Francis Ngannou could really kill Jake Paul.
So there is some talks of him going against Tyson Fury.
Stop. Don't do that. Don't do that.
How tall is Ngannou? How tall?
6'5", 6'6". He's up
Oh,
there.
okay.
They're the same
Tyson
size.
Fury's what? Like, Tyson Fury's what? 6'9".
6'9".
But he
Yeah.
weighs, and he looks like he weighs. I ain't gonna lie. Tyson Fury's smart when he boxes, so he'll come in in shape for the weigh-in, and then like the night before the fight, somehow he'll just get miraculously super huge.
Oh,
And
that's the weight cuts. That's the beauty of the weight cuts.
Yeah, like he'll get to the weight cut, and then out of nowhere, the day the fight starts, he's just like even fatter, and now it's like, what the heck is going on? Like that's how he beat Wilder twice.
Yeah.
Like he just outweighed him and just leaned on him and just it was done. So speaking of boxing, I don't know how much
he
y'all
was just trying to like just throw haymakers at the same time.
yeah,
I
but
like,
Wilder can't box like that. He's a knockout specialist, but he
that's what
can't
I'm
box.
saying. Like there was no skill behind
Yeah, it was just him plotting his right hand.
But we're gonna wrap up right now because I'm gonna quick pick your brains on something real quick. Is that a big fight was announced? Gervonta Tank Davis and I believe Ryan Garcia. That was announced.
been waiting for it.
Yeah. So I need Terrence Crawford and Spence too, Errol Spence to get going next too. But Gervonta Tank and Ryan Garcia just got announced. I don't know when the fight is, probably somewhere around the spring, I believe.
They said
They're
either
probably doing a summer fight. That's a huge
Summer?
fight. Yeah,
said
it's probably
either
gonna happen in
May
summer.
or, like July, one of the two.
So yeah, it'll probably definitely be done July when there's nothing around going on. So huge fight. Give me a quick picks right now. Gervonta or Garcia?
Gervonta.
I'm going Tank too. I'm going Tank Davis.
Lock.
What'd you say?
Justin, what you got?
I'll go Ryan Garcia, bro. I don't know. I don't know too much about it.
Ryan, I'll give you some. Ryan can knock out people too, just like Tank. So
A lot of
Ryan
power.
No, that's the thing.
Ryan can really go, and that's like everybody saying Ryan might be the only one that can knock Tank out.
I mean, yeah, because they're both undefeated. So I mean, like,
Aaron, what you
There's
got?
that storyline too.
I'll probably do Ryan Garcia. I've seen some crazy videos of him online.
Not that impressed. I don't get it twisted. I do think Ryan Garcia is nice. Like he's really nice, but I'm just not that impressed. Like I haven't seen that many fights from Ryan Garcia compared to like Gervonta Davis. So like the last couple fights I did see from Gervonta Davis was like it looked like he was down and out in some situations, but it's like you see like his like trail of comeback throughout it. You know what I'm saying? How technical he wants to get, and then when he's waiting for the right spot. It's not really like him waiting, but it's more of him like picking his spots when he's
Yeah. For me, I gotta go Tank. I'm gonna be straight honest. I think I'm a bit of a Ryan Garcia hater.
oh god.
Yeah. Well, I'll shoot you straight. It might be coming from insecurity because I also post a lot of shirtless boxing videos, and I look nothing like his shirtless boxing videos. So I think at
All
this
about the
point, I think this.
technique.
I'm going to be straight up. I think out of pure comparison of my insecurities, I'm praying on this guy's downfall. Really
That's
hoping Tank
crazy.
gets him.
That's crazy.
Just I think it's just a great way to end on. Just praying for this guy's downfall when it happens.
I'm
Great
going.
fighter,
I'm going to
but
take
like
bro. Baltimore, bro. I got family in Baltimore, bro. They gonna be going to the fights wherever it is. I don't know the fights. I probably in Vegas, probably, but
yeah,
I don't
fight
know.
capital.
Fight capital. All right, yeah. So
No, it's in Vegas at
is it
T-Mobile.
T-Mobile Arena?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So I'm going Tank. I've been watching Tank most of the Tank fights, and plus I got family in Baltimore. They root for Tank all day, every day. So I'm going with Gervonta. But yo, that will do it for us here at the RTN Overtime Podcast. Hopefully next time we do this, well, actually we're not going to be next. It will be a next time on Zoom because we're going to be on spring break come next week. So I hope you guys enjoy your spring break. You can follow Shomer. He's got the basketball in his hand. You can follow that man on And1 Podcast Mondays at 4 p.m. and at the After the Buzzer podcast. Kobe O'Brien and me will still be here at with the Overtime Podcast. Aaron Hook, Offsides on the radio, WGL 89.7, WGLS FM, Rowan Radio, Offsides, 5 p.m. Justin Locke, guest. This is your first time on here, Locke?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is first.
It is your first time.
Play-by-play, hey, put him in play-by-play guru.
Play-by-play guru, sports department guru, all offsides guru, now overtime guru.
This is kind of the Rowan Radio special we were looking for, but it kind of came together.
It is. Next time, hopefully we're going to do the AM1 special. So we're going to have Shomer again come on with Aiden Butler. And we're going to be talking all basketball. So we're going to try and target that around the near end of the NBA season, getting ready for that playoff start. So definitely tune in, ladies and gentlemen, for that. But this is Joshua Counts, Aaron Hook, Shomer, Justin Locke, Kobe O'Brien signing off. That will do it.